Microphone checker. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Make sure we live and direct. While it's just us TikTok, appreciate the platform and the use of it. We not doing no complaining about what can't be said. We gonna make the most of what can be said and show thanks and appreciation for it. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's happening? What's good? Good vibes and good health. Everybody that's listening, that's checking in. I didn't send out a bunch of notices that I was going live, but we in here, good health, good vibes, everybody that can hear me. And we just might check in right quick, make sure the reception good and we ain't buffering. And we gonna talk about the greater and lesser lights today. Before we get off into it, I got those religious symbols just to we're gonna bust down the meaning of as much as we can get into today. And before we get started, I'm good. Appreciate that, bro. Before we get started, let me do my little warm up to the religious people that may enter my lives. State my intentions, and I'm making sure that they are plain and clearly heard. The intention is to study the book, which Bible means book, outside of the confines and condemnations and threats of punishment of religion. The concept of you have to read it the right way or do this thing called life the right way. And if you don't do it the right way, you're going to be punished for all eternity. So we want to understand the book outside of the threat and fear of all of that. And so this is what we do. And in the studying of the book and looking into the information and digging into the information, what we are finding is allegories and stories that are telling us about ourselves and the way that our minds work and how they were developed, how it is developed and the purpose of it. And they use words like light and darkness, king and priest, high priest to describe functions, not necessarily a religion. We are talking about functions of the mind. Peace, good health, good vibes. What up with it, family? Everybody in here, we talking about the greater and the lesser light. And I'm mainly talking to the people that been rocking with me, that's been on scene with me and been learning, been eating, and coming into revelations of their own and starting to see this stuff for themselves. This is mainly for you. But it may be other people in the crowd that just may hear it and be inclined to come in. It's people in the comment section that I've asked to be there to answer questions and catch you up to where we are. So we read the Bible in order. We understand it in order, and everything that the Bible describes takes place from what's called the kingdom, the king's dome. Everything starts there and everything finished goes back to there, 360 degrees. And that's what we're dealing with outside of space and time. And it manifests in reality into what we call reality, cyclical, seasonal. And this is just the way eternity manifests in reality. It manifests as regeneration because we are talking about an eternal kingdom and it has a function. And we are seeing the functions of the kingdom around us from within us because the kingdom is within. Christians have a saying that Satan is the God of this world. You hear it said a lot in the Christian doctrine. It's in the book somewhere. Somebody can go find it if you just Google that quote, the God of this world. In the book of Revelation, we went over the seventh trumpet, and the kingdoms of the world have become the kingdoms of our Lord and his Christ. But what we fail to understand when we say this, when we say whether it's a Christian or through the biblical understanding of whatever doctrine you may be in, that Satan is the God of this world, and you understand that God created the heavens and the earth, we must ask ourselves, if we are in a place where Satan is the ruler of, what is that place? that's hell. That's what you would call hell or Sheol or the underworld. All of the stories and the allegories of in the Bible come from the tombs on the walls. These stories are on the walls of the tombs in Egypt. And they were ancient when they were first recorded. But let me not get off track. I'm talking to my people now. I took you from the Lord's creation in Genesis chapter 2, verse 4, and we walked backwards. We walked backwards from the point of rest, from the unalive body that life was breathed into. And then we understood the animals being brought is man first worshiping or searching for evidence of the Most High amongst the animals, land animals in particular. And then the aquatic animals and birds. Then the stars. And seeing how the stars were connected to the vegetation, which grew on the third day. And once this understanding was reached, the first villages began to be built, the first communities, because we were stationary. We stopped being nomads and began to be stationary. And when we did that, we began to build families, villages, communities, kingdoms. We were the first to do so. And from here, when we did that, there was a flood of knowledge, an exchange of knowledge, and a separation to take place from those who had an understanding, from those who only understood life from the body. Then you come to the light that was first created. And the purpose of the light was to reveal what was in the darkness. And if we're talking about the darkness as the subconscious mind, then the purpose of the light is to bring forth knowledge, wisdom, understanding from the subconscious mind into the conscious mind and make it known. Because the light that we're talking about doesn't have anything to do with physical light. We're not talking about the sun yet. Yeah, we're working backwards, but we coming into this understanding the way we got it, because we got it backwards. Follow me if you can. We're going to post this on YouTube. So when we understand that this light and this darkness is consciousness and subconsciousness, or awareness and unawareness, being made aware of what you were once unaware of. Then the other darkness that came before that, the darkness that was first observed, is the awareness of that there is more in the dark, or that you don't know than you do. But this is where our faith comes in, because by experience, we've gone through darkness and come out all right. So there's nothing to fear. And this is when we accept what's called grace. So the light and the darkness, let's understand this the greater and the lesser light. When we understand that the greater light that governs the day is the light of the mind, and you understand that the lesser light that governs the night is symbolized with the sun in the sky. But let me go back one step. The greater light that governs the day is the subconscious mind. The lesser light that governs the darkness is the conscious mind. The lesser light that governs the darkness is symbolized by the sun. It's a representation of the awareness, the state of awareness of the body only. Only thing that you are aware of, that we are aware of in this state, is our physical selves. and the things that relate to us physically. This is the lesser light that deals with the darkness, the part of us that is not alive. Jesus is the Son personified. To make it make sense to you, we're going to put it in I'm going to say it through the veil. The subconscious mind is the high priest. The conscious mind is king. But remember, God is King of Kings, or the prince. The body is the prophet that speaks and brings out into the physical realm, manifests physically what the high priest and king decree. This is why John come from Levi and Jesus came from Judah. Judah represent your royal lineage where God is praised. Judah mean praise of Yah. And it's done in the heavens, in the firmament, in the conscious mind. When you become conscious and aware of the Most High, the praise we worship in spirit and in truth. You can't see, touch, taste, or smell your mind, but you experience life through it. We are using symbols to describe the functions of the mind. Because we develop mind first or head first, we're talking about light manifesting into reality. And the purpose of the light is to separate from the darkness. The subconscious is the high priest. The conscious is the king. The body is the prophet. So you have the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, because you always have the opposite. The book of Revelation reveals the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet and how they work outside of the self to glorify and venerate things outside of the kingdom as above the kingdom is idolatry. No matter who or what it is, to not have the awareness that what is in you is of the kingdom and the best of the best, what's already in you. And there's nothing outside of you that's going to make that's better than what's already in you for you to bow down to and worship. I'm just taking my time talking to my people. So I'm trying to help you understand why. Let's speak some more through the veil. You have in the Bible, you have the Gospel John, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, and the Revelator John, book of Revelation, written by John. The name John means grace of God. John's lineage is traced from Levi. John's father was a priest. His role in the story, his function is that of the high priest. That's why John is unalived in the way that he is. The removal of the dome, and it was done by way of a woman's daughter. What is the woman? She represents a type of wisdom. Whose wisdom? Herod's wisdom. And his daughter, his understanding. They removed the grace of God from the equation and make it a transactional situation. Far as I'm seeking salvation, I'm seeking a reward, I'm seeking compensation. I'm seeking to gain eternal life. I'm living my life to gain eternal life. But the separation is from those that live their life under the grace because of the grace of their awareness of eternal life. I'm not looking to be saved from death because I'm living in the awareness of eternal life. This is what the story of John is about. That's why they keep stressing to you that he came in the spirit of Elijah. And if you can accept it, he was Elijah. What is this a symbol of? John knew who he was. He was aware of his reincarnation, his immortality. He show up again at what they call the transfiguration. Here you go again. Still moving and shaking and rocking. Why is he 5 times in the book? What does the number 5 represent? Not only does it represent the 5 senses, but we talking about the book. We speaking through the veil. It represents the Torah, the 5 books of the law, which govern the 5 senses, the body. But his name, John, means grace. So it's making you aware of the law of grace. This is what John taught. This is why John, I'm here to tell you how special you are, that you are the one. That's why you hear. That's why you listening. That's why you understand what's being said. Because you are the one. You are the light that was sent into the world. You. And because of how I came into the awareness of what I'm sharing with you, the revelations, and how you're able to receive it, I know that you are, I don't know what God got going on with you or for you in the kingdom, but it is special. For you to come into if you are getting any revelation and the lights is clicking on and you just chilling right now, you just kick back in the cut, getting this here and understanding it, and it's like, yeah, God love you. I'm gonna just put it like that. That's why he say, I ain't worthy to carry your sandal. Because the ease that you get in this game, that you getting it in, I know you special. That's why when Jesus got the game from John, John say, I can't carry your sandal. Jesus say, I'm gonna wash your feet. Because I know you the one. And somebody gonna get it. And then the process begins. See, when you wake up to who and what you are, you're going to realize what that scripture means when it says Satan is the God of this world, because you're going to be able to see it. You're going to understand it for what it is, but you must understand this. And I'm just talking to the people that been rocking with me, and we just talking plain. On the 4th day, when it speak about the first day, it talk about our creation and how our mind is set up to work. And then the 4th day is speaking of how it manifests into the mind, into reality, in the function, how it is going to function in the mind. And we describe that function as high priest, king, and prophet. Because it's the high priest that anoints the king, which is why John baptized Jesus. This is why Abraham bowed to Melchizedek. It's why Moses bowed to Jethro. It's symbolic of the function of the light, because that's what we are. We are spoken into existence in our creation narrative in Genesis chapter 1. I'm talking about us now. Of light. Mic check, 1, 2. I got to talk around the monitors. When in the creation of man, in the Bible, in Genesis, man, Man is spoken. Let us make man in our likeness and in our image, and it's spoken. It doesn't say, it don't talk about no dirt or nothing. It's just spoken. Let us make man in our likeness and in our image and let them rule. In Genesis chapter 1, it don't talk about no dirt shaping or forming. It's just spoken. The word. This is our creation. And we have a purpose. We have a function. But if we are in upside down, backwards world, then that means we're going to be at the bottom here and despised here and misunderstood and persecuted here. That's what that means. If we are truly children of the Most High, and we are in a place where Satan is the God of this world, then it's a reason why we experience the things that we do, especially when we come into awareness. So let's talk about some solutions. I'm going to get back to the greater and lesser light, but let's talk about some solutions right quick. A lot of us, when we come into awareness and understanding, we want to know what to do. What should we do? You have core values, and in wherever you live, there are community outreach programs. I'm going to encourage you right here, right now, to volunteer. And I'm not saying donate, that's cool too. But I'm saying if you're looking for what we can do, because the change starts with self and what the self is doing, because we are lights. And man, when we move, we end up drawing other lights around us like constellations. So if we looking for what we can do as we move in grace and come into the awareness of the law of grace because of this immortality we are experiencing and that we know we're experiencing, volunteer work for community outreach programs is going to do more for you than you're doing for them, but it's going to require of you your body and your energy and your imagination. Find a cause that you believe in, that you are passionate about, where you are, where you stay, and volunteer. I'm serious. I'm talking about with all your might. Whenever you go and interact with them and offer yourself, whenever you go to make your offering, do it with all your might and your whole heart. And thereby, when we do these things, the people that's already there will be enthused and encouraged, and other people that's looking for things to do can start volunteering too. And then what we end up creating is people offering to do what? Free labor that's going to benefit other people without looking for compensation. And we're going to make an event out of it every time we do. We're going to have music playing and food giveaways. If these churches, instead of door knocking and asking for donations, were to give donations to the community and hold events where they're giving away, they would actually draw more people instead of losing. Because we are here to give and do. I'm not looking for what I can get out. And if we looking to change the world, like we got to change the world, we going to change the world, then we have to change the world. We got to actually do it step at a time. And I'm serious. Volunteering is the way to go. Don't cost you nothing. And if you are passionate about whatever it is, you will find a way to advance that cause. So I'm just sharing that if people are looking for what can I do in my awakening, I'm woke now and I understand, but I don't know what to do. Volunteer. And if you don't have a community outreach program where you live, create one. It don't matter about how many people it is that involved. It's just us doing it from the awareness of grace, in grace, because of grace. Because this is the law that we are under when we realize our immortality. So people that's confused about it, I was going to say on this fourth day, when the lights are placed where they are supposed to be, and the stars also, it's called good. I said that. It's called good. We are used to looking at things one way, but it's duality in everything. It's another side of everything. And the other side of it ain't evil. It's just the other side of it. We just trying to remove the fear from the concept of what we call death, which is called rest. When we come into grace, we step outside of time. Because what we call time, God called grace. We live off grace. I'm immortal. What you mean time? My existence is due to the grace of the Most High. We just talking to the people right quick, man. You know what I'm saying? And I hope everybody that's here is catching what's being said. So when we understand John come from Elijah, and I just open up this book, man, and here we are in 2 Kings talking about Elijah being taken up to heaven, and I didn't want to go there yet. I want to go to 1 Kings 18 and look at something. Just right quick. And I wasn't really planning to just fool with it too much today. I want to really just speak plain to the people today. And if I don't know you, while I'm flowing like this here, I'm not accepting nobody on the panel just yet. But if you hang out, we'll look it up. 1 Kings chapter 18. And we just gonna look at verse 20. Soon here we're gonna dig into the story of Elijah. Elijah mean, let's look at this name. Whoo! This for my people though. El is Yah. El Ayah. Right? Now El is short for Elohim, which means the mighty ones or the powers. Power or God is Yah. Now, how do you pronounce it? I've been saying, now the Yah part is an abbreviation of what's called the Tetragrammaton, short for the YHWH. They say it's pronounced Yahweh, but it's actually pronounced you. That's how it's pronounced, but it's not out loud. But it's pronounced you, an emphatic you. And it means I am that I am, in short. Much more, but this is the shortest way, the most concise way you can frame the concept. So put it together. Mighty is you. God is you. He told Moses, now I know this gonna scan people right now. Hold on, you can't, woo. I'm just telling you what the name means. The name Elijah mean God is you. Now, you is the name that was given to Moses. It was replaced with the word Lord because they want you to worship they want you to understand God as anything but you. But just in case you missed it, He's told Moses, or drawn from water. That's you too, because you drawn from water. We always talking about you. He said, tell him, I am sent you. Just in case you missed it or don't get it or can't accept that the tetragrammaton, what they call the name, is pronounced as you, just in case you can't accept that, because I don't have, Dr. Such and Such behind my name and don't need it. And it's not a coincidence. We just dealing with 360 degrees a game. It mean I am. So every time we talk about ourselves, we call ourselves I am. But it's pronounced you. Now, this is by the grace. This is who John is in the spirit of. Remember, we saying John know who he is. He's high priest. He knows he's immortal. He know who you are. The Lamb of God, they come to take away the sin of the world. That's who you are. So, what's going on in 1 Kings with Elijah, in the story of Elijah, the prophet? He in prophet mode. He ain't in high priest mode in this story. He's in prophet mode. Let's look at it. Verse what I was looking at, verse 20. Now, verse 21. Elijah went before the people and said, how long will you waver between two opinions? When we talking about what's the two opinions, the light and the darkness, the tree of life and the tree of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, the literal take and the allegorical take. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the I am, because that's what they replaced it, they don't want you to know who you are. They don't want you to keep saying the I am, because it might click. And they don't never want that in upside down world. So they replace it with master, because they always want you to think of yourself as what? A slave. The enemy love to play with his spells and all of these capital letters and lowercase letter, and you will just fall out behind the capital. If you don't understand how to read past his signs and his spell work. But let me show you how he played with you. How they put it right in your face. If the Lord, if the I am is the powers, follow him. But if Baal, which means Lord, look it up for yourself. And we dealing with meaning, so I got to say the name. So I'm going to read this. If Baal is God, follow him. But I'm going to read the whole thing in English with meaning. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the I am is your power, follow him. But if the Lord is your power, follow him. If the greater light, which is in the subconscious, where the seat of the throne is, if that's your power, follow it. But if the lesser light is what you consider to be your power, follow it. And that means if you will only follow or accept what you are aware of. Because some people will only count what they are aware of, what they are conscious of. That's the only thing that's real to them. And if they are not aware or conscious of it, to them it's not real. It don't count. But if we humble ourselves and we can accept not only are there things that we are unaware of, there is more that we are unaware of than we are aware of. Can y'all understand what I'm saying? And we just chopping it, my chicken. So Elijah said to the prophets of the Lord, hold on, then all the people said, what you say is good. God is you, mighty is you, said to the prophets of the Lord, choose one of the bulls and prepare it first, since there are so many of you. And it's a lot of people that's running after the Lord, but very few understand or know I am. But before Abraham was, I am. It's what's being described to you. Where is I am? Where is the seat of the I am, of your I am? Where is it? It's in your subconscious. Baby, all I'm saying is you can trust yourself. The part, your subconscious self is things that can, do you not bear witness to the fact that you have come into the understanding and awareness of things that you were not aware of and that you did not intentionally cause? You have experienced things happening and you was like, man, I know that was God. But the awareness is some stuff that came that you were unaware of, that came to your subconscious mind. I mean, that came to your conscious mind. And the way that it did, you was like, man, I know that was God showed me that. I know that's how I came into the understanding, because I wasn't aware. I wasn't actively seeking to understand it in that way, the way it came. Flesh and blood didn't give me that. And it'll humble us. This is what the darkness is, what we are unaware of, and why we can't call it evil. And we getting beyond the symbols, good and evil. The tree of life is available, but the tree of life ain't nothing that you gotta do right to get to. It's something that you just have to accept. It ain't, I mean, it's no ritual, it's no, it's just accept it. It's there. What I mean, I don't, the problem is in here. The beliefs and the fear that have been placed in our mind that keep us from being able to accept the grace of the Most High in favor of the works of the body and what we can see and are conscious of and aware of. Not only that, not only do we only acknowledge what we are aware of, we also call what we are aware of right. And anything we are unaware of is wrong. So this is another way we step into deeper darkness in our confusion, but we are given grace even then. We got the sun for those that fall from grace. Those that fall from grace have the sun to light their way. So a lot of people ask, hey man, teach me about Jesus. I'm teaching you about Jesus. Where you think Jesus learned from? Who you think taught him? Who baptized him? Who christened him? Who anointed him? Where you think he got it from? Who is the revelator? Who do the revelation come to? By way of the grace of God, is what the name John means. But you got taught a symbol and a character. You didn't get taught the meaning. So we are looking at the meaning. A lot of people get on here. Last time I went live, and it was somebody, they get on here and they holler about the name, that you gotta have the name. This thing is set up like this, so perfect that it separate in and of itself, and we give witness and testimony of ourselves. Remember how I showed you? I'm gonna show you again. Let's drill this through the people's mind. Exodus 13. When they talk about the mark of the beast, and all the people start talking about the barcodes and just all kind of just craziness, because they don't know the Bible and should not be teaching. What I'm sharing with you is by way of revelation. When I call it revelation, I'm giving all praise to the Most High God, and I'm letting you know that I'm aware of this didn't come by no intellect or right doing. It came by the grace of the Most High God by way of revelation. And when you read Revelation and understand it's John, grace, that's getting the revelation, you're gonna understand what has been done to you and what's happening in real time right now. To help you understand what the mark of the beast is, let's look at it. Greater and a lesser light today. This observance, Exodus chapter 13, verse 9. Write this verse down. Mark it. Mark it. The word sin means to miss the mark, miss the aim. Don't miss the mark. Because if you miss it, you're sinning. All right? Exodus chapter 13, verse 9. This observance will be for you like a sign on your hand and a reminder on your forehead that the law of the Lord is to be on your lips. Go down to verse 16. And it will be like a sign on your hand and a symbol on your forehead that the Lord brought us out of Egypt with his mighty hand. What are they talking about? They're talking about their law. Their law. The law that everybody is hollering and pooting and farting behind. Moses' law is like, let it be like a sign on your hand and a symbol, a mark on your forehead. Now the sign, the Hebrew letter or word for sign, I show it all the time, but I got to show it again. I need y'all to understand it. The Hebrew symbol for sign or mark, X mark the spot. They're right there. There you go. X marks the spot. Look it up for yourself. So let's bust it down and help you understand what's going on. This law is merit-based. Moses' law is merit-based. The grace of God is not merit-based. It's not based upon a sacrifice. You don't receive the grace. We don't receive the grace of God by way of sacrifice or law or ritual. We don't receive the blessings. We did not receive the blessings of the Most High by way of ritual, ceremony, understanding, praise, none of that. That's not how we got it. That's not why we got it. We got the grace of the Most High because the Most High is the most gracious and so good and so great that this is just how God is. All praise to the Most High. We can't even imagine. We can't even comprehend the goodness of your mind. Have to be strong to accept the goodness of God, not the curses. God don't do no cursing. That's the other one that do the cursing. You know, blessings and curses don't flow from the same source. You know, God don't change. You know what God bless. God don't go back and curse. That's their God doing all of that. When you understand how to read the Bible, then you understand at the point where God finished with all his work, the rest of the work that's being described to you, if God is finished with all of God's work, then whose work is being described from that point on? You got to know how to read the book. Unless you just don't know what finish mean or all mean, in which case you wouldn't be listening to me now. But if you are, then true or false, I'm not talking about right or wrong. Do the book say God finished with all his work? Yeah, true is what it say. Okay, well, after that point, whose work is being described? The Lord. Oh, okay. Just making sure everybody on the same page about who you worshiping and his manifestation in the flesh, his personification, how he manifested in the physical part. That's who the Bible called the beast. The world called Jesus, the God of this world, their Lord and Savior. So now is the time of revelation and where things can no longer be hidden anymore. Can't nothing be hidden. With that said, man, and in the light of TD Jakes, when my sex tape come out, screenshot your favorite part and send it to me. I'm gonna autograph it for you. Me personally. Just whenever it come out, because you know my past is my past. When my sex tape come out, just catch me now. Screenshot your favorite part and send it to me before I can autograph it and send it back to you. Now we got that understood. If you understand how to read the Bible outside of the confines of religion, you can see that the information in it is dualistic. First, it's describing internal function. Then it's describing how those internal function manifest and what happens when they manifest. That's what's being described. You must remember that the firmament is called heaven. Everybody's saying they're trying to get to heaven. Well, the firmament, that meant, the suffix meant mean mind. We develop head first, mind first. Does the Bible describe how the mind is formed? Yes. It's called the creation narrative. Because we talking about the King's Dome, the lights, of which that's what we are. It's some people that may have, that, you know, we go back and forth in the DMs. I mean a lot when I'm saying the light became flesh. I'm saying a lot. When we know of, let's go science right quick. When we talk about light, we talking about, in physical reality, we talking about the full color spectrum. Because light is the whole color spectrum. That's how it's realized and perceived. Light, all the full color spectrum is contained in what we call blackness. It would manifest physically as blackness. Let there be lights in the firmament in heaven. We're going to all meet up in heaven and we're going to tell the story of how we overcame. It's going to be Christians telling the story, how they overcame in heaven. It's going to be Muslims and Jews, and it's going to be atheists talking about how they overcame in heaven. Nobody asked you for a religion. In God's creation narrative, I didn't see nowhere where God asked you to make him a religion, sing, praise, go make people obey. None of that. I didn't see none of that. Because you don't understand what praise is. Let's help you understand what worship, because we have been taken captive on ships. The warship, in the friendship, in the citizenship, and all kind of other ships, relationships, but that we got caught on. But this warship that we on is probably the most detrimental of them all. Because we don't understand what it means. Because we think worship, the worship that we are on, that we've been held captive on, include a lot of pooting and farting and bending over and falling out and hooting and hollering. And I got to get it right. And if I don't get it right, it includes a lot of that on the worship. But in the grace of the Most High God, right? It's not even asked of you. And in the wisdom of the Most High, because our praise is due to the Most High, it was built in to our the DNA of the children of light It was built in. You see when they say, "Let us make man in our likeness, after our image." That's built in worship. See, the highest form. Let's help you understand something. Let me take my time. I'm just freestyling today, just talking to my people. The highest form of worship, whether you understand this or not, is imitation, y'all. This is the truth. This is the highest form of worship. Your idols is Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, Beyonce, whoever it is you imitate or try to dress like. Praying in the name of Jesus is just like when you shoot the basketball and say Jordan or LeBron, Curry for 3, and then you fade back. You are literally shooting your shot in the name of your idol, who you are idolizing or who you are imitating, right? So if we are made in the image and likeness of God Most High, and it was a us and we thing, then who do we imitate? Who are we supposed to imitate? Who do we naturally imitate? Now, answer me this. Do a dog have to be told how to be a dog? What about the trees? Did they have to be told how to be trees when God said, "Let there be trees"? Did God have to instruct the trees on how to be trees? What about the fish and the birds? When they were created, did God have to instruct them on how to be what they were? Or when God spoke it and create and it was done, it was built in, and they did what they did naturally? Okay, then why you think you need a book? Why you think you need an idol or an image? Why do you think you need a religion? No, seriously. Why do you think you have to have that? Who told you that you had to have one? So, all right, y'all understand that the worship is built in. So, being that we are made to be like our father and mother, like our God, like that which powers us, it is in our DNA. And they got this thing called Akashic Records. See, your enemy is bound to his spells and his books, and he don't go beyond what he is conscious or aware of. So even when he stole the information and copied it down, he could only copy it down from where he was aware of. Caught him in his own trap. Evil always has within it the seed of his own destruction. Cause it's like somebody breaking in your house and stealing your safe. You gonna chase them down and give them the keys to it? Nah, you just gonna have to break in their safe best way you can. They gonna give you the combination though. So yeah, they stole the information. It was a safe in the container, but they didn't. They had to break it to get it out, and they only got from it what they were aware of. But these are our Akashic records from our observations that were passed down from our ancient ancestors before time was recorded. So when we start seeing past their symbols and understanding how it relate to the mind, it resonate. And it's like, yeah, I know this some my ancestors had to put down. And done it in a way where the uninitiated or those that's in the dark wouldn't be able to understand what it was, even if they copied it word for word. They still wouldn't be able to see what it was talking about. We just chopping it with, yeah, we don't hear it clearly. We hear the religion. We hear the religion. And I don't knock the religion. I'm not talking about the believers or the sheep, the people in the congregation. I'm talking about the pastors, the shepherds, the religious leaders, the scribes. You remember, woe to you, scribes? Well, what's a scribe? A scribe are those that translated the book. The writers, those that translated and copied the information. Why is it saying woe to the scribe? Because the lies in the wordplay, in the games that they play, in trying to hide things from you. And it was prophecy that it would be done because it has been done before, over and over again. Melchizedek, Jethro, John. Yeah, the Bible is full of, so I don't never get when I sit here and do this, when I flip it, all I be doing when y'all see me fired up and I reveal the beast and show them how the worship of Jesus is idolatry through the book and I be fired up. All I'm showing you is the other side of this information because there's two ways to see it. Literally, the literal take is idolatry. The internal take, the allegorical take, is the understanding of it only come by way of grace. So the greater light that governs the day, you can trust your subconscious mind. I mean, like musicians often do it. You will see a musician, especially a prodigy, that can instinctively play an instrument, but they are not aware of how they know how. But the subconsciously, they do. And it's a memory. It's a subconscious memory that your conscious mind is not aware of. And what's being shown to you is you can trust that part of yourself. And it's gonna manifest in front of you. Everything that you're gonna reach a point, you're gonna see things manifest in front of you. But our desires must mature. Listen, everything manifests in front of you, whether for good or for bad. When they start talking about don't lie, the reason why you were instructed not to lie is because we have dominion here. We have authority, and what we say goes, whether for good or bad. And if we speak a lie, it's gonna manifest, but it's gonna manifest as an abomination, in that an unnatural thing, because it's not true, and only true things manifest naturally. Lies have to be manifested by deception or force, but it's coming because we spoke it. And they don't want you to realize your power. That's why in the music they have you repeating certain things over and over again in your songs, and if you really pay attention to what's being repeated, these are negative, detrimental concepts that we repeat to a rhythm, to our own detriment. Fear and anxiety is pumped at you. Go. You got to do it right. Got to get it right. Gotta. Gonna get left behind. Might run out. Might not be enough. Get it. Constantly. Because this is why the mind is called the firmament. It got to be strong, and it is a point of separation. To keep things out of the mind, what's supposed to be out. Because we live here. It's where we gonna live. Whatever is we feed our mind and let into our mind and in our subconscious, baby, that's what you gotta live in. And you're gonna see it manifest in front of you, whether for good or for bad. But it's our own doing. And if we let other people control the state of our mind, then they get to control our world. Ours. The God of this world is who? But who was given the authority and dominion and rule? And if we are lights and we attract other lights, I mean, we have our own constellations and our own families, and we give light, we shed light on the earth. The earth is described as her on our understanding from the wisdom, the mother of the Most High God. So when we saying God, when God manifests physically into physical reality, it's female, it's she. I know some people finna go left now. I knew I was gonna shake you some kind of way. When you looking to see God manifest physically in reality, it would God manifest, if we must personify it that way, as she. Ain't your wife your reflection? Ain't your wife your reflection? All right then. And ain't you in the image and likeness of God? And it was said, let us, just trying to get you past the religion and the doctrine into the truth. We come, the matriarchy is natural. It is natural. All the way down to the first number, 0, being female. That's why it's round. And everything come off this circle. Talking about your clock. Talking about your 360 degrees from her. And she represent, what do 0 represent? The unseen, the inexpressible, the ineffable. That's who she represent in physical reality. So that's how you understand when you come out from your father, put you in your mother, and you come out of your mother, and it's your mother that feeds you. And if you are male, then you are your mother's baby. She feeds you, she nourishes you, she teach you, and then you become her little servant. Everything you do is for mama. Mama look, mama see, want to make mama proud, and can't nobody tongue hurt like when mama lash you with her tongue. All right, then you grow up and you look for a woman that remind you of your mama, love you like your mama. And when you want to get with this woman, you get down on one knee and you pledge yourself and your fealty as her consort to this woman, because your role is now going to be her protector and provider. Like, you know, in the ant hive, the worker ants go out and they bring stuff back to the queen so the queen can make the eggs. We come from a natural matriarchy, from your birth process. Show us that. But we talking about how the kingdom function. In the kingdom, you know, once we get past the dicks and the pussies and genderizing male and female and understanding that it is function and not gender, we can come into kingdom thinking. And we can reorder our relationship according to the way the kingdom operate. Meaning you may have a woman that's dominant. She may be moving and shaking, very assertive and knowledgeable and social butterfly. And you may have a man that's an introvert and quiet and a homebody. Then that means her function in that relationship is male. And his function is female. Not saying he's a woman or he's less of a man. We're talking function. But a lot of people can't get past they dick or they pussy. And we're not going to let those people make that our problem going forward. I do what I do because we suffer under these religions worldwide. We suffer under them. The destruction and the greed done in the name of these religions, it is time to come into some knowing and understanding and out of belief. Come into some grace and acceptance of truth and out of thinking we can determine right or wrong for, I mean, like entire nations of people. It's the condemnation of the religions, the energy of it. Even when we sit here on this platform and we do these lives, and the religious people just sometime will come in, and if you're not speaking according to their doctrine, they'll condemn you. They'll literally condemn you. And it's like, look at the energy you bringing with your religion. You bringing hell with you. You and your hell, go on about your business. Because now we coming in an understanding that heaven ain't a place we got to get to. Heaven is a place we are in. Or if we not aware of it and we in the dark, then you in hell. Right now. It's not coming. It's all about what your state of mind is. The light on or not? And we know the tree by its fruit. So when we say this mark of the beast and the number of his name, it's talking about the religious system and their economic system. The mark is the law. Let this be a sign on your hand and a symbol on your forehead. This is talking about Moses' law. These religions, the Bible, this is what they are an extension of. But they led you back to grace. They trying to get you back to grace. They just using symbols to get you to accept the grace of the Most High in our life. And the way when we come into that acceptance of grace, we're going to sacrifice our ego, our false self, our perception of our false self, because we no longer living according to what make the body feel good or look good, because that's all we're aware of. We live under the grace and awareness of all we've been given already. An appreciation, the infiniteness of what we've already been given that we are yet unaware of. That we are coming into the awareness of the goodness of the Most High, if we can accept the grace. But if we can't and we just insist on making it a transactional situation, then you have a story of salvation and sacrifice in your idol. Since you have to pay for it. I let you in because of grace, because I'm good, and you came in here and reached in your pocket and say, well, here, let me give you something for letting me in. I'm like, nah, man, you don't owe me nothing. But you just insist, nah, I got to give you something. You remember the story of Abraham? When Abraham was telling them, nah, man, for you can't say you gave me nothing. I don't accept grace. That's what the literal take is. Abraham is showing his lineage because the Lord, who is Satan, had his seed. The enemy sowed his seed. So when we do the literal take on it, you see the lineage, the most main one of the enemy's seed, who all these religions come from, demonstrated, I don't accept grace. You ain't going to be able to say you gave me nothing. Here, let me give you this. This is the attitude that your religion exemplifies. It's like you telling God, I know you offering grace, the tree of life, that I could just accept, but I would rather have it by way of the fruit of my knowledge of good and evil. It's how you got, just to say it as plain as possible. You rather make it a transaction. So somebody got to pay, and you ain't gonna pay. So you made somebody else pay, and then turned around and said that's the way God wanted it to be. But a body was prepared for you. Yeah, it was prepared for you. So when we start getting into this understanding, and you start walking into the awareness of things that I don't have to say here, you're going to start experiencing things from yourself. You're going to start seeing things happen for yourself. All right, let's go. I'm talking to my people. When you start seeing stuff happen for yourself, I mean that you ain't even said, you was just thinking it and you seen it. Listen to me. Nobody needs to know who you are. At that point, once we get to that point, it doesn't who you are or what your mama named you. Say that again. Who you are, how you perceive, and what your mama named you no longer matters. What matters from then is the high priest and the king and the prophet speaking the truth in alignment, because you are prophesying what you are getting from the high priest who anointed the king, your conscious mind, for you to be able to speak it from awareness of what you know and what you've experienced. And the prophecy to be true because you living it out. But you got the other prophet, Profit, and the play on words is on purpose, because that prophet only come from the awareness of this body and the ego. And the chasing after that prophet and the reward system, the merit system, have to do with doing stuff the right way. Choose this day what you gonna accept. Nobody gotta know who you are. What matters the most is if you are understood when you speak. You don't want to be, it's a lot of famous pastors, it's a lot of famous preachers with ignorant congregations. People in their congregation is more ignorant of the Bible than they were before they went in. But the preacher is famous. It should be the other way around. The understanding should be profound. And the understanding of the book, it should be deep and profound. And everybody that's coming and getting it should have a better understanding of what's being taught or studied or whatever. If you call it Bible study, then that means at the end of studying, people should have learned something after years and years and years and years of attending. Knowing, being known, what do you want to be known? You or what you're saying? Oh yeah, I'm just looking at the comments right now, freestyling with my people. So we talking about coming into the awareness of who and what you are as the light of the world, and how you got here and where we are. Where we are. We are, they say you in the world but not of the world, because where are you? Heaven and earth. When are you? Now. What are you in between? Your ancestors and your descendants. I don't know if you can accept what I'm saying. Because they changed the time. This ain't the first time. This 7-day week, this ain't the first time. It's 12 years. It was 13 months. It was 10 months. It was 10 days in a week. They done changed time a bunch of times. It ain't never stopped being now, y'all. You ain't never stopped being the midpoint between your ancestors and your descendants. Ever. You never will. It's what you're looking at in the stars in the sky symbolize these lights in your firmament. Your ancestors and your descendants. You'll get it. That's what's up, bro. I see some people, it look like some lights is cutting on in the comment section, and people are understanding. And by the grace of the Most High God, our praise be to the Most High, that people understand. Anybody have like any question? Who is ancestors? Who is our ancestors? God said, let us. God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness. So your ancestors are who you come from, right? Okay, well, God said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. So God is our ancestors. Now let me help you understand God, because maybe you have a religious understanding of the term. First and foremost, you must I'm gonna use the religion way of putting it so to help you understand. We talking about a kingdom. It's always the kingdom. They came and they preached the kingdom. Never forget, Jesus didn't preach Jesus. That's what the religions teach. Jesus didn't teach himself. Jesus taught about the kingdom of heaven, where God is the king of. And we know that any kingdom, the cornerstone of it, the foundation of it, is a family. And a family consists of father, mother, and children. A kingdom consists of many families. We come from a kingdom, a royal priesthood. That's where we come from. The word God is translated from Hebrew, the word Elohim, which means the mighty ones or the powers, and it's plural. And it don't say how many, but the function of the powers is described. We have a king, we have a mother, wisdom, we have understanding as the earth manifests into reality, reflecting the wisdom of the Most High God. But this is where we come from. Understand that we are not this. We are light, manifest. When we were created in the creation narrative, God don't mention no dirt or form or in the shape of no mud at all in our creation, because we are not dirt. We are spoken, and our function is that of light, to be in the image and likeness of God, who is light. And we are placed in the firmament, in the mind. To make it plain for you, you know what they call outer space is called the heavens, right? Ain't the earth sitting in the heavens? But we just looking at it from where we understand it. It's in the heavens. If you consider it a ball or a flat earth, whatever you consider the earth existing in, it's in the heavens itself. So but if you don't have no understanding, and you in hell, you in the dark. But hell is not what you were taught. It's the other side of it. It's the shadow of it. Because you never escape the grace and goodness of God. Even the grave don't separate you from it. Nothing does. Nothing. Your anointing have to do with being aware. The anointing is Christ, the christening, the awareness of who you are. Let me end my non-ether brother. Black Lion. I don't see no invites in my guest. Let me see. Nobody sent any requests. I see Nelly. Then what up with, bro?
What's going down there?
All right, man. I just sent you a invite, man. I didn't know if you was trying to get in here or not. My bad.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. I'm listening to you, man. You know, I like to touch on the end, so you go ahead and finish because I like what you're saying.
For sure, for sure. What
Hey,
up with it, Jonathan?
what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just want to say, man, thank you for the lights. Open up my eyes every time. You know what I'm saying? Open up my mind every time. Allow me to be able to speak every time. You know what I'm saying? And also be up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, where we getting people to understand what's going on in this life so that we all become the lights and all become the truth and we all become the ones that speaking the knowledge of the true wisdom of the kingdom inside of us. And we thank you for allowing us on this panel. You know what I'm saying? We thank everybody that's here, you know what I'm saying, that's accepting the knowledge. And yeah, that's all I want to say is thank you.
Oh yeah, man, you the one, man. You the one. That's the whole message. If somebody can accept, you are the one. Man, if you can really, that's what they didn't want you to accept your whole life. They held up everybody else in front of you and told you that they was the one. But they was all telling your story this whole time. You are the one. El, what's happening, bro?
I'm not a bro, but I thank you anyway, sir.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Queen, forgive me.
I just wanted to tell you, thank you so much. I like when people talk about the kingdom and what creates a kingdom. It takes a king and a queen to come together. It takes wisdom. It takes patience with one another. And I just wanted to thank you. You are absolutely encouraging me. I have yet to go live on TikTok, but you're encouraging me to go live and speak on similar things that you speak on. I just want to thank you. You're doing such an excellent job.
Thank you, Queen. All praise to the Most High.
Praise Him.
Thank you. For real, for real. This is why we do what we do, to give the praise back to where it's supposed to go and be thankful and live in appreciation of it. And it's a beautiful thing. And share it without condemnation. Grace don't come with no condemnation in grace. It's none.
Absolutely.
Hey, Corey, you mind touching on just a little bit, touch on what everybody is, all the zombies that went in today, what they doing today? You
Hey,
mind touching on that?
hey, Nelly, you got more receipts on that than me, bro. And I like the receipts you give the people on it. Cause them is real receipts.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was just thinking about that. I'm headed down here to Texas right now, but I was in Oklahoma City giving my grandkids they little stuff, and I seen everybody dressed up in their Sunday best, and everybody going on their way to the church house, and I'm just looking, man, and it just, when you know the truth, and then you see your people doing that, it's like looking at a bunch of zombies to me. It's like they sleep, and
Yeah,
I've been trying to find creative ways to try to talk to them, but man,
right.
a lot of them just, I mean, a lot of them. I mean, man, I've been called everything under the sun, my friend. I mean, last one called me the Antichrist, and I had to laugh. I had to laugh at that one because that was a new one. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean,
yeah, go ahead.
it's we gotta look on our people with compassion and
Exactly.
realize that they've been given a spirit of fear and
Yeah.
doubt in themselves. And when they looking at, we've been taught to doubt ourselves and trust anything over ourselves. Anything that look like us, we don't trust it. We don't you don't know, oh nigga, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Uh you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is why we gotta have compassion and patience, because this way of thinking has been drilled in for hundreds of years. Under the pain of, if you don't accept this way of thinking, we're gonna make you suffer. And the people
Right,
that's
right,
believing and fighting it, they really believe in their heart that they are telling us the best way, the way to go without having to suffer. And they trying to escape having to
right,
suffer hardships in the body. That's where they are in their awareness. So comfort of the body is everything to them right
right,
now. And this is the way to make sure your body is comfortable, is if you think this way. The way you thinking, this revolutionary thinking, is gonna get you ostracized. It may get you unalive. People gonna call you crazy. And this is what the Bible is describing. All of these experiences that we have,
right,
it is described here. But it was talking about us and our experiences. You feel what I'm saying? That we go through in our ascension process. When we look upon our people and we see, oh yeah, we are in upside down backwards world. Oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand why I gotta pay for everything here. Cause ain't no grace here.
yeah,
There's no appreciation of grace here. You gotta pay for everything here. You did what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah.
You know, I found a new way to try to touch on it. I was looking at the crucifixion of this character, Jesus Christ. And so I did some research, and I just did the approximate dates and times that they say Jesus Christ was on the earth and the approximate time that he was crucified. You know what
Yeah.
I found out, Corey? I found
Yeah.
out that crucifixion didn't come till a couple of 100 years later after
Mm.
Jesus Christ. So back in those days, they beheaded when that was the way to take somebody out, was to behead them. Crucifixion didn't that Jesus Christ was here, and that kind of blew my mind because I had to do some serious research on that, man, and it's the truth. There wasn't no crucifixions then. Crucifixions didn't come to about 250 years later
Ain't that
after
something?
Jesus Christ.
And in the
Man,
story, who was the one that got unalived that way? It was John. That's how they
right,
unalived John. You did, yeah. Go ahead though, bro. That's deep.
right. No. That's pretty much what I wanted to say. That was just some new information that I had dug up, and before I speak it, I make sure that I got all the receipts to it. So that's definitely a fact. That's definitely a
Say,
fact.
I'ma
So
see. I'ma see if the people can catch this, right? He said when he speak, he's sure. So don't speak unless you're sure.
I
You
that's
would
right.
love to
sure?
get some of
You
that
better be,
information.
you feel what I'm saying? Like this ain't no coincidence when I say I'm saying a name when I say you sure. And it ain't a
That's right.
coincidence, just like I am and you. It's not a coincidence. When you speak, just make sure you sure.
That's right. That's right.
That's right.
I got to have receipts. I got to have the evidence and tell people exactly. If you don't, hey, you know what my motto is, Corey. I tell people, don't believe a word that I'm telling you. If
Mm-hmm.
you disagree with anything I'm saying, just write it down and go try to invalidate what I'm saying.
And also what you were saying that last time, it still stuck with me. And when it said we speak from what we know, it's saying that I speak from what I've experienced. When I say no, I
Right,
mean experience. I'm not
right,
bearing witness to anything or that I have not borne a witness to, that I haven't experienced, that I don't know.
exactly,
So
exactly.
it's a difference between teaching beliefs and getting you to believe something that you have never experienced for yourself, and it make you a false witness because you give a
Exactly.
testimony of something you are not a witness of and
The,
have not experienced.
the perfect example, Corey, is what I use when I tell people there is a difference between knowing and believing. I say, you ain't never heard nobody say, I believe he broke that window because I saw him. That don't even sound right. They don't say, I believe he broke the window. They say, I know he broke the window because I saw him.
Say, Nelly, Medusa here. She say Nelly receipts longer than CVS. Nelly
Yeah.
told him
Corey,
give
you
receipt.
make good
Hey,
Nelly
correlation
say,
today.
I say,
hey,
Nelly, bring out the receipt. Nelly, do this here. I'm glad you said that, brother. Let me read it.
Mhm,
hey,
mhm.
man, I'm gonna tell y'all how I came into the understanding of teaching people, man. It's just like this, man. When somebody asks me, I always use them. I don't use nobody else. I use them or
Exactly.
whatever. And like you saying, Nelly, I use them and I use their experience. And as we know, we correlated to whether they want a Bible scripture, whether they want their real life experience, whether they want something outside of themselves, and then at the end of the day, I bring it where it come right back inside of them. That's how I end up teaching people when they come, or the people who want to learn from me, or if I just stop and somebody stop me and we having that congregation, you know what I'm saying? Because where there's more than one, there is he. Or you know what I'm talking about. And that's just how I teach people, man. And then
Yeah.
after that, I
And
don't
that,
I don't I don't
mhm.
force nothing on nobody. But it
No.
seem but it'll seem like I'm forcing it on you because we gotta drill it. You feel what I'm saying? We gotta be
Oh
like
yeah.
that
But
nail in the
that's the
wood and we gotta drill it.
You
fundamental of it.
just gotta drop
That's
the seed.
that's
That's
the
all you have to
fundamental
do.
about understanding somebody. Sometimes you don't catch it the first time, but you have to go back and listen to see if you really reserve the right to really hear that again because other people don't get it right sometimes. Like you made a good correlation today, the firmament, our mind, you know what I'm saying? It always starts from up top and coming from the woman being the strength of everything that comes out of her, you understand? And we supposed to use our mind, but the way society has orchestrated in the years past was to take control of what God body we should be walking with every day. But you know what? That's the restraint that they have on the God people because there's an evil there, and it has to be separated. It can't correlate together without an argument. So that's why you have to search out every day because there's always something new.
You
There's
Hmm.
always something new to look. I mean, may it be a good looking body that your mind's supposed to be saying, oh, nope, I ain't going there. Or the way you talk to people or the way you work with people to give them the benefit of the doubt because everybody's not as well as you all the time. You understand? So you got to be the bigger person sometime and,
you know
fall
All
back
the
and,
time.
and see what they need because
you,
everybody's in need for something. No,
you know
nobody's
you know
perfect here.
I always like to use a brand new newborn baby. When a newborn baby comes in this world,
Hmm.
that baby don't know anything about this God of the Bible. He
Anything.
don't know anything about this Jesus Christ. He don't know anything about none of that. But somehow that baby knows happiness. That baby knows when it's sad. That baby knows and learns and understands. So
Hmm.
I mean, that's the most high right there. That right
Yeah.
there is a prime example that the most high is the most high. And the most high that I know about, oh no, he ain't no playwright. He don't need no playwright. He don't need no book to explain because, like I said, you can see it in a newborn baby that knows nothing but somehow knows happiness, knows sadness, knows laughter, knows. I mean, and constantly learning. So you can't
Hey,
explain
and
that.
and Nelly, man, when we start coming into the understanding, we start seeing every story ever told is our story being told to us over and
Hmm.
over again in everything we see. Every story, the makeup of
Absolutely,
the story. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it.
absolutely.
But
You're
the
right. You're
Hmm.
matriarchs don't
exactly
Sure
let you
will.
right.
see that.
Sure will.
Sorry.
I'm just looking at these comments, y'all. But y'all know I ain't finna stand here too long. We've been in here for a minute. I do upload the lives on my YouTube. Got the last few of them that's on there. I encourage you, if you listen when you have time or if you have time. leave your expectations at the door, and we got this phrase called game. God aligns my experience. Let God align your experience, and listen when we listen to not agree, but to understand. And we're only talking about you. We're trying to remind you of who you are, where you come from, and how special you are, how loved you are, that you have nothing to fear, to remind you that there was never anything to fear, that you was good and that you was enough without a dime in your pocket or a religion or a like or it's you. And you're
Absolutely.
gonna start seeing it, and you're gonna walk into the appreciation of it, and realize the grace and mercy and love of God, and give thanks for it always. But man, I thank y'all for your time. I thank y'all for the people that's helping and supporting the women. It's some let me thank I started doing this, and I would be angry and combative, and I want all the smoke, and I got my sword out, and I'm looking for a head to chop off, and I want to show people how they got it backwards, and they don't know what they talking about. That's the energy that I was coming in. And I ran into some God sent women, some divine feminine queens that showed me how to create a space of nurturing and patience and understanding, a safe place of learning and reaching understanding with each other. They showed me how to do it, helped me do it, and they just gave me a vibe and an energy. So if you are feeling like, hey man, it's a cool space and the vibe is cool, you can thank these ladies in these comments. The divine feminine energy is real and needed. I'm talking about, I ain't just talking about sex or baby making in anything we do. They add an element that we, in our masculine energy, we have to be reminded of by them. Hey, yeah, take some off, take some of the edge off. Let's move like this. Let them quit serving them on the trash can lid. Let's set the table, bring the food out, let everybody sit down, chill out. And it worked. People start understanding and learning instead of combating and feed my ego.
Mm-hmm.
People start like, yeah, now I get it. I understand. It's cool. So I appreciate y'all. I may not say it on here when I'm live, but I really, in private, give thanks. Yeah, I'm very thankful for y'all in it, because it's showing right now.
That's awesome. That's awesome, honey.
Hey, I also want to say like they saying as the child, right? Uh, to me, like everybody's saying, the most purest form of God is the child when it's born and it's weaned up until almost 3 years old. When they want us 3 or 4, when they start like pre-K or kindergarten or some shit like that, or whatever. But before that, the like everybody's saying, the child doesn't know anything. All it knows is happiness, is
He
mama,
just happy to be here.
yeah, you feel me? Just happy
You
to be here. And
know
and
what I'm
and
saying?
and then that's when we send them to school, and then that's when they get to learn it. Or like we said, depending on where their person is in life, they granny them, they mama them, we send them to church. Then that's when they get
And you
the
know what, Jonathan? Not only that, you send a
yeah.
baby to do something, they happy to do it. They not looking for no reward. You send a 2-year old, 3-year old on a mission, boy, they so happy to do it and don't want nothing for it.
Well, you made a point when you had said, some people, they when they discover who their what their principles are, you know, they get less offended for seeing the worth of what they do is more meaningful because it doesn't put them apply stress and anguish to their life. You know, like you said, you got some homebodies and you got some people that would just be running all the time, forgetting about what is what. Trying to put their ego before their pride and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And all that's not good. Cutting their nose off to spite their face. Trying to look good when they don't. It's not necessary. Just to be good is enough. But like you said, the energy of the world is taking the front form of the individualities today because of the lifestyle they trying to portray around the globe. You know, it's like a rat race, man. But we're forgetting our old principles. Our ancestors don't want us to really be like that. So we got to remember what we've learned, the little things, to keep the basics at least, to grip back, you know, and
Yeah,
fight this force, man.
yeah,
That
yeah.
is
That's
a
why
force out there.
I encourage people, and I'm gonna start doing it more, to volunteer. If you got a cause that you passionate about, you believe in, and something in your area that you can
Hmm.
volunteer, not just donate to. I mean, like, go and work with those people and towards that cause. You will find that it's more effective,
Oh
and
yeah,
you don't have to get out and like try to speak or show people the Bible or nothing, and you'll end up getting more out of it than you actually put in. But this
hmm,
is the way we fight this system, because this is the work that we do from love and for grace. When you volunteer, the payment is seeing the thing happen. It's
right,
not what that's what you're getting out of it, whatever it is that you in building. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, your return is supposed to be, hey, listen here. You expected it to be come out just the way God would see it come out. You know, your reward is with Him. I'm not expecting a reward from man. You know, because when I could do something like that, that's already a reward for me to apply myself, you know. And we can't be afraid to apply myself thinking we gonna take a loss. You always take a rise up when you do something good, you know, for somebody. You know, you
So
are my brother in love, always, you know. But
all lights wanna do is shed light. That's all they
yeah,
wanna do. They love to shed light. That's all they wanna do, and that's all they do. And they attract other lights. And here we go. Over and over
mhm,
again.
mhm. Hey, yo, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna bring myself down. But you have a blessed day. Enjoy your week. This supposed to be holiness, you know, Christmas. Hey, but whatever, you know, to just be peace with the family and everybody. All right.
Peace, bro. I'm finna get out here myself, man. Y'all know I'm finna get on up out of here. Man, y'all enjoy y'all day. Enjoy your blessings. Love somebody. Appreciate the love you've been already shown, and show some love back. It's a beautiful day. Great time to be alive, y'all. Peace. Already.
Ugh.